Friday.
Welcome back to Up North at 4. We're joined by Melissa Waskiewicz. Nailed that. Or as I like to call her, the cider lady, which is a lot more fun and easier to say. So Melissa, I call you the cider lady because you love and talk about all things cider.
Yes.
Where did that love blossom?
As a matter of fact, I brought the one thing that triggered the whole love of it.
This is it?
She got
This is the
triggered,
holy
Dave. She got
grail?
I got triggered. So I found out 7, 8 years ago that I had celiac, and I loved beer. I mean,
That would crush me.
So we went to high school together, and she loved beer.
yeah, thanks for the confirmation. Yes, so finding out I couldn't drink it.
There's some good parties we went to.
I'm sure your
Should we go there or no? Okay,
No.
Are Mrs. and Mrs. Weather watching right now? Because I would love to hear these stories.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, we can't talk
Anyways,
about that on TV.
cider lady.
Back on track.
So after finding out I had celiac, I couldn't drink beer anymore. Devastating news.
That honestly makes me depressed just hearing that.
The
but
loss of
anyway.
beer and cheese curds to one's diet is miserable.
Horrible, yeah.
Horrible.
What's the point of living at that
It
point?
was really hard, but I was at a bar and I asked for a cider, and they said, well, we have this. It's called Milk and Honey Heirloom. Now, it's a Minnesota cider, and it is available for shipping to Wisconsin.
Okay.
But I'd had other, like, mass-produced, mass-market ciders prior to this. Then...
Wasn't your thing?
They were fine.
Okay.
But craft cider, being a whole different thing, oh, we just killed that bottle already, was, this is what brought me to craft cider, getting away from just what you could find on tap at the local tavern.
Okay.
Let's
So
taste this.
this-
This is how it all got started.
This is how it all
the
got
love
started.
began.
Okay.
So, like I said, this is from Milk and Honey in Minnesota. They are out in St. Joseph. They have huge orchards. They've been making this cider for 12 years now. And I
good.
literally sent them a fangirl letter. And I said, oh my gosh, I've never had anything so good, and started to investigate the world of craft cider.
I think because, like, when I think of, like, hard cider, I'm thinking, like, what is it, Angry Orchard? I think Reds is technically...
No,
it's
that's
not,
a
okay.
beer. This is
It is a
apple-flavored beer.
But there's types of, like, mass-produced ciders out there, which are fine. I don't want to, like, hate on them because I know there's people that like them, but they are very just sweet and kind of give you that gut rot. Exactly. This doesn't. This is more like a wine, I would say.
It's absolutely like a wine, and that's what most craft ciders aim to be because they're made the same way. It's fermented apples instead of fermented grapes. So same process, almost zero sugar in almost all of these, lower ABV than wine, and just something fun.
So when Nate and I swirl this, what are we looking for?
I feel like a sommelier.
You can, and it'll open it up a little bit.
I smell apple, like, right in front,
That's exactly what you want to smell.
Because otherwise, I don't smell that Angry Orchard, that kind of thing. I don't smell apple right away.
No, this is all just apples. So there's no added sugars, there's no added, and it's just apples.
All right, this one got it going.
This is what got it going.
What keeps it going?
What keeps it going is another favorite, and when I was here last time, you guys tried their hopped cider. So we're gonna do the Island Orchard Apple Cherry cider.
Ooh.
So, and it is true that these are becoming more and more popular, right?
Yes.
I feel like I see more and more brands of cider everywhere these days.
As you should.
And even in the bars, like the smaller bars carry ciders now too.
Right.
Starting to cater to more people,
Yes.
more
Right.
tastes,
Yes.
if you will. So I was going to say, while you get this poured up, though, I think we should take a quick break, gather our senses here before we dive into this cider.
Okay.
Does that sound like a deal?
Yes, as long as I can talk about this cider when we come back.
I guess I'll allow
She's
it.
got rules.
Yeah, rules.
I'll allow it. We'll be back on Up
Okay.
North at 4 after this. Welcome back to Up North at 4. We're joined by Melissa from France 44, a.k.a. the Cider Lady, as I have just already nicknamed you, if that's fine with
It
you.
sticks. It
We're
works.
going
It
with
works.
it.
We need T-shirts and backpacks and buttons.
We're gonna
bumper
make this
stickers.
happen.
Bumper stickers.
Someone
All
do
right.
it.
Cool, too.
Yeah.
So, Melissa, you gave us a sample of the
Milk and
one
Honey
that
Heirloom.
started it all.
Yep.
And this one, you've said, is kind of the one that's kept it going for a little bit. What is this cider
This
here?
is Island Orchard's Apple Cherry Cider. And usually I don't like ciders personally with extra fruit added, but this one is lovely. Island Orchard is out in Ellison Bay in Door County.
Yep.
And they use all apples from their Washington Island Orchard and Door
there you
County
go.
cherries to make this.
All right, we gotta
And
taste this.
within the last year, they opened
Cheers,
a sister
team.
location called Pomona. in Milwaukee.
Oh, so they're expanding a little.
So
Well, you can get their stuff there and Pomona's stuff there. So it's pretty
So
fun.
without going to those two places, can you order this online?
Yes, you can. And now they're finding more, like Triggs and Minocqua carries that. And a couple other places. I found it in
good.
Three Lakes. I
did?
found it at the supply shop.
All right, let's
Yep.
go.
I'm
for
I'm not gonna
another one
lie,
here.
I got nervous when you said cherry, because like, oh, cherries can be like really tart and
Yeah.
bitter.
It's
not
sweet.
really. Yeah.
And this one doesn't taste like medicine.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
There's
yeah.
some that do.
I don't
There's
want
some
that
don't.
Robitussin
I didn't
flavor.
think NyQuil when I drink this at all. So,
So
No,
the
and I
nice
had
thing
some
about
too.
these is I always think, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I think cider, I think fall, autumn, it's getting colder out. But these aren't like too heavy to where, like, I could drink this in the summer.
And that's what we're trying to get people to understand, that you can drink cider year round.
Yeah.
But it's a good time now when everybody's thinking about apples, going to the orchards,
course.
doing all that, to remind them you can drink it and enjoy it
Yeah.
all year round. This is Plum by Barrel and Beam. This is a most recent discovery for me. I discovered it this summer. They're up in Marquette.
Okay.
They're a brewery
Beautiful
and a
city.
cider house. Yep. They're doing a big cider festival on October 22nd
What?
to
So you're gonna
celebrate
be there,
this.
are you
Sure.
featured?
I'm considering driving up for that.
With your t-shirts?
They use their own strain of yeast, and they do some wild fermenting on this, so it's got a different profile than the others that we've tried.
I was gonna say,
and
wild
you can
fermenting
see
is the key word there.
It's a little
cloudier.
cloudy.
Because
Yeah, a
they
little
barrel
hazy.
age it
There's
for a while.
smell to this that's different than the other two.
Is this like the hazy IPA of the
Kind of.
cider world, we'll call it that?
But they barrel age it too, so they take
Ooh.
5 months to make this one.
It's more crisp. It just has like a.
It dries it all out.
I
That's,
say very dry. It like punches you right in the mouth
Yeah.
like at first,
That
and
is
then
like-
just goes away.
yep.
That's neat.
That's really
Imagine
cool.
like being like on a park bench, the leaves are falling, drinking one of these. I could do it.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Let's do it tonight.
Tonight?
We'll hold hands, like sing, right?
All right.
All right, what else we got?
So, and
Fun
then,
time. Kind of bummed.
so then the final one that I've kind of kept tucked away here that we can show now is, for those of you
The
who've had
secret.
cider, Crispin is returning to the cider world.
Crispin
love
is back.
People love Crispin, and Minneapolis Cider Company decided to invest in their recipes and the name, and so they're bringing it back to market. It will be distributed in Wisconsin when it's distributed across the country starting in
Perfect.
October.
Oh,
these
so
are
this is like a little
coming.
sneak peek?
It's a
at
sneak
us.
peek.
We got connections,
So
Dave. We
Look at
we
us.
get to
you know
be,
the cider lady. You know cider, you know?
So you're going to be the first in the area to try.
People are at home are so jealous right now.
So the
They should be.
traditional, and I can assure you, tastes like the original if you've
Okay.
had it. So it really tastes like it.
So you obviously you brought 2 cans of this here. What's the
different.
difference between these
So
two?
that's the original, like
Okay.
used same recipe and everything. Then they made an imperial, which is an 8% version of it.
Oh, okay. So this got a little more pop.
Pop, a lot more.
That's 8% volume, and this one doesn't say, but okay.
Yeah, this one's 5%, and then
Okay.
this one's 8%. So it's a little darker.
You want to have a good
What do I
time.
have here, the
you
8?
get the imperial.
You have the 8, yeah. So I
Enjoyable.
decided to do the 8%
And
because
we have
why
6
not?
more shows tonight. So
It's
let's go.
Friday.
Perfect. And
It's
take
Friday.
a smell of that, though. This one will run a little sweeter than the
Ooh,
others.
that is very, yeah.
What just happened? What is that? It's like a flower in there or something.
That's really like sweet, kind of a bit of a bitterness on the end, but I don't mind it.
It's
And then
not fake
apple
sugar.
again.
Yep.
Apple
Almost
on
like
the
a
end.
bourbon flavor tone to it.
Because you said this was
So
barrel
interesting.
aged, right?
No,
Or
the Plum is barrel aged.
Okay.
This one's just made with stronger
Wow.
little
that's
more-
alcohol.
so
Yeah.
interesting.
little
Isn't
more
that
something,
tasty?
something to it.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
smell, though, is so good.
Yeah.
I
All right.
love this. All right, I think we could sip on this while we take a
learned a lot
commercial
today.
break. Jeff, we got to wrap up the show
gotta
after
go.
this.
Yeah.
We might be a little
Thank
tipsy on the
you.
end, but Melissa, thank you so much for stopping by.
Anytime.
We're going to take a break. We'll be right back on Up North at 4. Cheers.